At the beginning of the drama, we see a couple. They are running towards the jungle and some people are chasing them to kill them. While running, the girl falls down. Because of this, those people surround them. Before they can kill them both, the boy flies away with the girl in the air. Here, we find out that Wuhiel is a vampire. Everyone is surprised to see them both flying. The couple is flying towards the jungle to escape from them. But then, a man shoots a silver arrow at him. This is a special arrow made to kill vampires. As soon as the arrow hits, Wuhiel falls down. Nahai tells him to run because those people have found out that Wuhiel is a vampire, so they want to kill him. But Wuhiel doesn't do that. Just then, an arrow comes towards Nahai. So Wuhiel catches it, and seeing this, Wuhiel gets very angry, so he transforms into his vampire form, because he loves Nahai very much and cannot bear anyone harming her. That's why he kills them all. Seeing Wuhiel like this, Nahai hugs him to calm him down. With this, Wuhiel returns to normal and he asks, "Naha, are you okay?" Just then, Nahai sees that someone is about to shoot an arrow at Wuhiel, so she comes in front of Wuhiel and takes the arrow on herself and falls down. Wuhiel is shocked to see Nahai like this. Then, when he sees Nahai's blood, he can't control himself and transforms into his vampire form and drinks her blood. Then we are shown a scene from a few years later where Wuhiel is lying in a coffin and his friends Dong and Lee Sung are reading his funeral, and they are also vampires. But another man is standing with them. His name is Butler Chul, and he is not a vampire but a human. Wuhiel's friends, while reading his funeral, start fighting among themselves about who will keep his things after Wuhiel is gone. Seeing them fighting like this, Wuhiel gets up from the coffin and sits on his chair. Here we find out that Wuhiel is not dead, but he is going to sleep in a coffin for 100 years to become a human. Wuhiel asks them both, "Will you two also sell my mansion after I die?" His friends say, "No, we won't do that." But Wuhiel doesn't believe them, so he gives the mansion key to Butler Chul and tells him to take care of the mansion. Then his friends ask him, "Why do you want to become a human after all?" So Wuhiel doesn't tell them anything. Then here we are told about Wuhiel. They need blood to survive. But Wuhiel and his friends don't drink human blood, but buy and drink animal blood. And they also have powers. They can fly in the air themselves and can also make things fly in the air with them. But there is one thing that Wuhiel doesn't like at all, that he can't see himself in the mirror. This hurts him a lot. Other people can see him in the mirror, but he can't see himself. And talking about Wuhiel's popularity, many girls are crazy about him. But Wuhiel doesn't pay attention to anyone, and he throws a party at his mansion every weekend, where all humans and vampires enjoy together. Here, we also see a girl named Rose. She is also a vampire, and she also enjoys the party a lot. Seeing all this, Wuhiel is happy, because now humans and vampires live together, following the vampire rules. Here we see Wuhiel, seeing whom it seems that he is waiting for someone, and Butler Chul also notices this. Then Wuhiel comes out and sees a vampire drinking someone's blood. He tells him not to do that and says, "You should follow the vampire rules." The vampire says, "I didn't kill him, I just drank a little blood, so you can't punish me." Saying this, he leaves from there laughing. Inside the party, some vampires are talking about Wuhiel. What kind of vampire is this who doesn't drink human blood but drinks animal blood? Just then Dong comes there and silences them. Meanwhile, Wuhiel is standing on the roof, and there he sees a couple, which reminds him of Nahai, how happy he was when he was with Nahai. Here he remembers what Nahai said when she told Wuhiel about the heartbeat, that when humans fall in true love with someone, their heart beats. Knowing this, Wuhiel also became stubborn that he has to become a human in any way and feel his heartbeat. That's why he sits in the hot sun without his clothes and prays, "God, make me a human too." Just then, his friends immediately come and cover him because the hot sun is not good for vampires. Then one day, Wuhiel eats a lot of garlic, which is also not good for vampires. So once again, he is about to die. But then his friends come and save him. After this, he prays to God to make him a human, but still nothing happens. And seeing all this, his friends are also worried. The story returns to the present. Wuhiel sees a cat that is hungry, so he comes and gives it food. Just then, the cat starts talking like a human. Seeing this, Wuhiel is shocked. Actually, this cat is a human cat, and its name is Mr. Ko. Wuhiel asks him, "Can you tell me how I can become human? You also became human from a cat, so you must know about this." Mr. Ko asks, "But why do you want to become human?" So Wuhiel explains, "Because of my love." Here we are shown the same scene when Nahai died. Then Nahai had promised that she would definitely come back, and then they would live happily together. Along with this, Nahai had told Wuhiel to drink her blood so that he could remember her. So Wuhiel does the same, he drinks her blood. That's why he now wants to become a human before Nahai returns. Hearing all this, Mr. Ko first recites a spell and then tells Wuhiel, "If you want to become human, you will have to sleep in a coffin for 100 years. Wuhiel says, "This will be like dying." Mr. Ko says, If you do this, only then will you be able to become human. Hearing this, Wuhiel agrees to do it. Then he tells all this to his friends too, that he will become a human before Nahai comes and then will live happily with her. His friends also tell him not to do this, but he doesn't listen to them. Then he comes to Butler Chul and apologizes to him, because by the time he wakes up, Butler Chul will not be there, and he will not be able to attend his funeral either. Butler Chul says, "It's okay, and me and my future generations will protect your mansion." After this, Wuhiel flies and comes into the coffin and then asks for a mirror, so that when he wakes up, he will first see himself in this mirror, how handsome he is that all the girls are crazy about him. After this, he lies down in the coffin and tells his friends to close the coffin. So his friends close the coffin. Now, Wuhiel will wake up only when this coffin is opened at the right time. Then we are shown a scene from 100 years later, where we see Ju, who is quite poor, whose house heater is broken. So she woke up early. Then when she started brushing, her toothpaste was also finished, so she somehow got it out and brushed. Then her cream was also finished, so she somehow got that out too. After that, she gets ready and goes to her landlord and tells them that the heater is broken. Please get it fixed. But the landlord doesn't pay much attention to her words. After this, Ju comes to school where she works as a nurse. As she is going towards her office, a lady comes and starts hitting her. "How dare you cut my daughter's hair?" The lady was not letting go of Ju when the principal comes there and separates them both. Then, in the principal's office, the lady says, "She has cut my daughter's hair. Therefore, she should be expelled from the school." Hearing this, the lady's daughter angrily tells her mom, "Why are you doing this? Ma'am hasn't done anything." Saying this, she leaves from there. After she leaves, Ju says, "Yes, I did all this. For the past few times, your daughter has been bullied, but you never noticed her behavior. Yesterday when she came to me, she was in a very bad condition and chewing gum was stuck in her hair, so I cut her hair so that you would pay attention to her." Hearing this, the lady is speechless, and the principal started reacting as if this was a daily occurrence. Then we see Dong and Lee Sung, who run a food stall because the money they had, Lee Sung had blown it on betting. Dong looks at the date here and says, "Now only 2 days are left for the boss to wake up, then you will see I will complain about you to him." Then at night when Ju is coming home, she meets her landlord who is going somewhere in a hurry. When Ju asks, he says, "I am going somewhere for a trip and let me go now or I will miss my flight." After this, Ju comes home and looking at her dad's photo, she says, "Where are you? At least tell me that much." Here we find out that Ju's dad is missing. On the other side, we see Doshik, who is a businessman. His interview is going on. Here we find out that Doshik is a good person and he also helps people. The next morning, someone knocks on Ju's door. When Ju opens the door, she finds out that the whole building is being demolished. Hearing this, she quickly runs to her landlord's office and there she finds out that her landlord has fled Korea. Ju gets very upset knowing this because she had started living in that building by taking a loan, and now her landlord has run away with a full 2 years of advance rent. Then Ju comes to the police station to file a complaint against him, where she finds out that her landlord is a big fraud. He has run away with money from many people. Ju is surprised to know this. Then she comes to the bank and applies for a loan, because she has to arrange for another place to live. But she doesn't get a loan from the bank because she had already taken a loan. Hearing this, Ju thinks, "What will I do now?" Then Ju is sitting in a store, looking up information about Doshik, who he is. Just then, she gets a call from someone who calls her to meet. In the next scene, Ju goes to meet that man, and the man tells her, "It's been 5 years since your dad disappeared, so the government has declared him dead. We have some of his belongings that are in your name, so we are giving them to you. Among those belongings is also a mansion." Ju is surprised to see this because until now she had no place to live and now she has her own mansion. She comes out and looks at the mansion key and then, following the address, reaches the mansion. When she opens the mansion door and goes inside, she sees that there is old-fashioned furniture inside. After Wuhiel left, his things were never even moved. That's why everything was kept as it was. Ju gets a little scared seeing all this. Then she sees a path leading downstairs, so she comes down where she finds a coffin. Seeing the coffin, she thinks, "Who put this here?" Then she opens the coffin, in which Wuhiel is sleeping in perfect condition. Ju is surprised to see this and wonders who is sleeping here. She calls out to him, so Wuhiel opens his eyes. As soon as his eyes open, the candles placed there light up on their own. Then Wuhiel comes out of the coffin like a ghost. Seeing this, Ju gets very scared. Wuhiel asks her, "You are from Butler Chol's generation, right? Because he promised that he and his generations would take care of this mansion, and I am the owner of this mansion who has woken up after 100 years. Ju is surprised to hear this because she had just seen her name on the mansion's papers. Wuhiel says, "Today is my first day of becoming a human. Ask for what you want. I will give you whatever you ask for." But Ju doesn't pay attention to his words and starts throwing him out of the house. Just then, Wuhiel sees a cut on Ju's hand and feels the urge to drink her blood. Seeing this, Wuhiel is surprised that he still feels like drinking blood. Then he looks at himself in the mirror, but his face is not clear in the mirror. Here he realizes that he has been woken up one day before completing 100 years, because of which he has become half vampire and half human. Knowing this, Wuhiel gets very angry, and he takes Ju's phone and throws it, which he was using to call the police. Then Wuhiel starts shouting at her, "How dare you wake me up a day early? Because of you, all my hard work has been wasted." Seeing this, Ju gets scared at first, but then she also starts shouting at him, "How dare you shout at me?" Wuhiel tells Ju, "Because of you, all my hard work has been wasted. I survived so much in the coffin, and now you will be punished for this." Saying this, he is about to bite Ju, but before that, Ju bites him. Wuhiel says, "What are you doing?" But Ju doesn't listen to him and bites his neck hard. Due to the bite, Wuhiel falls down and faints. Then Ju starts to go upstairs, but then she sees that Wuhiel is not getting up. So she comes to him and checks his heartbeat. But since Wuhiel is a vampire, he doesn't have a heartbeat. Seeing this, Ju thinks, did he die? So she immediately takes him to the hospital. There, the doctors try hard to wake Wuhiel up. But Wuhiel doesn't wake up, so the doctors declare him dead. Ju is surprised to learn this. "I only bit him. How did he die?" Then after Ju leaves from there, another patient comes there who has a head injury and is bleeding. Due to the smell of blood, Wuhiel regains consciousness. When Wuhiel regains consciousness, he sees that he is in the hospital. Then he looks at the man on the side whose blood is flowing. Seeing this, Wuhiel feels like drinking blood, but he controls himself somehow. Just then, the doctors are surprised to see him alive and say, "How did he become alive?" When Ju comes there, she is also surprised to see him alive. Wuhiel comes to her and says, "Because of you, I couldn't become a human, so I will settle the score with you at home." Saying this, he starts to leave from there. So Ju follows him and asks, "Are you okay?" But Wuhiel doesn't answer her. Then Ju is very surprised to see the bill because a lot of her money was spent on it. Then she makes the payment with her card. Seeing this, Wuhiel thinks, how does this kind of money work now? Coming outside, Ju angrily tells Wuhiel, "Next time, there's no need to come to my house and faint. Do you know how much money I spent today because of you?" Hearing this, Wuhiel tells her, "You can't talk to me like that." Just then, Ju sees a taxi there and quickly gets in and leaves. Seeing this, poor Wuhiel gets worried, "How will I go home alone now?" Then he looks at the whole city, which had changed a lot after 100 years. Then he walks and says, "I don't understand at all where I am. It feels like I have come to another world." Then, looking at himself in the mirror, he becomes sad again. "I wish I could see myself in the mirror like humans, but because of that girl, everything is ruined." Then, when he moves forward, he gets confused seeing the people on the screen. Where are all these people going? Should I follow them too? Then he stands on a bridge and starts watching the whole view. How has this world become now, where there is no difference between night and day? Here it is as bright as day even at night, and people are walking on the streets as if they don't have to sleep. Then, when he is crossing the road, he is about to collide with a car. After that, he sees other people there who are walking on the crossing line, so seeing this, he understands that by walking on the crossing line, that is, on this strip, we can go to the other side. After this, he crosses the road by walking on the crossing line. Then going forward, he is shocked to see the screen light visible on the ground. Now what is this thing? After that, he sees a couple in a restaurant, and seeing them, he remembers Nahai. Then seeing a statue, he recognizes that his house was on the road opposite to it. After this, Wuhiel starts walking with the crowd. He doesn't understand at all whether he is going right or not. Here, Wuhiel is very confused because now the roads of the city had also changed. Meanwhile, in the mansion, Dong and Lee Sung go to celebrate Wuhiel's first birthday. Because according to them, Wuhiel was supposed to wake up today, that is, on December 9th. But they are surprised not to find Wuhiel there and wonder where Wuhiel is. On the other side, Wuhiel is very tired from walking. He feels very weak because the poor guy had woken up after a full 100 years. He should have gotten blood first for strength, but instead, he was lost. Then seeing the blood donation center, his mouth waters and he thinks, should I go inside and drink blood? But then he tells himself, no, I should go home first. Then to ask for the location, he tries to talk to a boy, but he doesn't listen to him at all because he has earphones in his ears. Seeing this, Wuhiel thinks, have the people of this era also become deaf? Just then, a girl comes there who takes that boy with her. Then he sees a taxi standing there. So he remembers that Ju also went inside a car of this color. Therefore, Wuhiel goes to sit in it. When he is about to sit in the taxi, someone else comes and sits in it before him and says, I have booked this cab, and if you also need one, you can book another cab. Seeing this, Wuhiel is surprised. Cab booking? Something like this also happens? Just then, due to weakness, he starts feeling dizzy. Then he goes a little further and sees a black cat. Thinking it is Mr. Ko, he starts following it. Meanwhile, Ju goes to her house and packs some necessary things in a bag and brings them, thinking that she will bring the rest of the things in a truck tomorrow. Over there, Wuhiel keeps following that cat. Then he stops at a place where the cat has stopped and is drinking milk. Seeing this, Wuhiel understands that this is not Mr. Ko because Mr. Ko is very picky about his food. Then he says, if that girl hadn't opened my coffin, today I would have been a human too. Once I find her, I won't spare that girl. Just then, two women come there who say to Wuhiel, why on earth are you shouting at this poor cat? Should we call the police and tell them about your behavior? Hearing this, Wuhiel says, it's not what you think, but if you really want to help someone, please help me because I am more helpless than this cat. Hearing this, both of them are surprised. After that, it is shown that Wuhiel tries to find out the address from those two women. They search on their mobile, but the place Wuhiel mentioned is not coming up in the search because the names of the places have now changed. Then, after thinking a lot, Wuhiel tells them about the tailor shop near his house. Those ladies search for that tailor shop. Then finally, the ladies find Wuhiel's location, so they write down the address on a paper and give it to him. Then Wuhiel reaches that tailor shop where he meets a man similar to his tailor, who might be from the same tailor's generation. Seeing him, Wuhiel thanks him for keeping the shop running until now, because with its help, he will now be able to reach his home. Then he happily leaves from there because he now recognized the way. The tailor is surprised to see all this and says, I don't know who this crazy person was. Then Wuhiel comes home and is very happy to see everything in his house as it was before. Then he quickly changes his clothes with the hope that if he sleeps in the coffin again, his last day will also be completed. But as soon as he comes to the basement, he sees that the coffin's time is up, so it is burning. This means that now there is no benefit in sleeping in the coffin either. Then Ju also comes there with her belongings. When she sees Wuhiel there, she is surprised and says, why did you come back here? Wuhiel says, what did you think, I wouldn't come back? Ju, without arguing with him, tells him to leave from there, so Wuhiel says, I won't go anywhere. This is my house. Ju says, so, do you have any proof that this is your house? Hearing this, Wuhiel becomes silent because he had no proof that this was his house. He says, I had the key to this mansion which I gave to Butler Chul. Ju shows him the key and asks, is this the key? Wuhiel says, yes, but how did you get it? Then he asks her, aren't you curious why I was in the coffin for so many years? But Ju doesn't listen to him and starts throwing him out of the house. Seeing this, Wuhiel gets angry and says, I was in the coffin for a full 100 years so that I could become a human. Bugs bothered me there, but I still didn't get up. Ghosts also used to come there to scare me, thinking I was a human. But I wasn't scared of them either. I slept in the coffin for a full 100 years, but you ruined everything. Hearing this, Ju says, oh, so you mean to say that you are a vampire who stayed in a coffin for 100 years to become a human, and I ruined everything by opening the coffin one day early. You are crazy for making up such stories. Hearing this, Wuhiel gets angry and says, I am not making up stories. Then he tries to show Ju his vampire teeth so that Ju would believe that he is really a vampire, but his teeth don't come out. Then he tries to fly but can't fly either. Seeing this, Wuhiel is surprised. Why am I not able to use my vampire powers? Actually, this was happening to Wuhiel because Wuhiel is now half vampire and half human. That's why sometimes he will be able to use his powers and sometimes he won't. Seeing all this, Ju says, now that your drama is over, you can leave. Wuhiel says, wait, I can also hypnotize. This will definitely make you believe that I am a vampire. Then he looks into Ju's eyes to hypnotize her and sees his own reflection. Seeing this, he is surprised. How am I visible in Ju's eyes? To see this, he gets closer to Ju. So seeing this, Ju thinks that he is about to kiss her. That's why she pushes him and throws him out of the house and says, if I see you here again, I will call the police and have you put in jail. After that, Wuhiel feels weak again. So he remembers Dong and Lee Sung and says, I am in trouble here, and I don't know where these two good-for-nothings have died. Inside, Ju looks at the mansion and then selects a room for herself to live in. After that, she comes to a convenience store and buys noodles from there. Then when she sits down to eat noodles, she sees Wuhiel outside, who is looking for something in the dustbin. Actually, Wuhiel was looking for Mr. Ko there, but Ju thinks that he is very poor and is looking for food in the dustbin. Just then, Wuhiel sees her. So seeing this, Ju immediately hides her face because she didn't want Wuhiel to tell her his fake vampire story again. But it was of no use. He comes to the glass and points towards the noodles. Seeing this, Ju also gives him noodles to eat and says, sometimes I also help poor people. Wuhiel had never eaten human food before, so when he eats the noodles, he likes them very much. After finishing the noodles, he gets up and says, who made these noodles? Call him, I want to kiss his hands. Seeing this, Ju makes him sit down and says, don't do this drama with me. Then due to eating human food, Wuhiel gets intoxicated. So he sees Nahai in Ju's face. He grabs her thinking she is Na-hai, so Ju pushes him away from her. Here, Wuhiel remembers about Na-hai, that Na-hai was very happy with him, and she had also found a hidden place for both of them, where they both could meet. In the present, the shop owner comes and wakes Wuhiel up. When Wuhiel wakes up, he sees that Ju has left him there and run away. He is surprised to see this. Then when Wuhiel is going home, he meets Mr. Ko on the way. Seeing him, Wuhiel is very happy and immediately hugs him. Seeing him, Mr. Ko understands that he has failed to become a human. After this, they both are sitting in a place where Wuhiel tells Mr. Ko the whole story. So hearing this, Mr. Ko says, "How can a girl open that coffin? It is very heavy." Hearing this, Wuhiel is surprised. The next morning, Ju is sleeping when she gets a call from someone who tells her that the building is being demolished. Knowing this, Ju is shocked and immediately reaches there and tells them to stop. She says that her belongings are in the house. Those people say, "Why haven't you taken out your belongings yet?" Ju says, "How could I do all this in one day? I need some time." But those people don't do that because, according to them, Ju is wasting their time. That's why they start taking out her belongings and throwing them outside. Ju tries to stop them, but they don't listen to her. Just then, Doshik comes there, and seeing all this tells the workers to stop. Actually, these workers were working for Doshik. Doshik says, "If you guys behave like this with common people, it will bring a lot of disrepute to our company." Then he comes to Ju and recognizes her. Here we are shown a flashback. Ju was doing a nursing course in the college where Doshik also studied. Once they both collided, due to which Doshik got a cut on his hand. But without caring about his injury, he came to Ju and asked, "Are you okay?" Ju said, "I am fine." Then Ju saw the cut on Doshik's hand and put a bandage on it. Since then, Doshik started liking Ju. Then the flashback ends, and Doshik and Ju are sitting in a restaurant where Doshik apologizes to Ju on behalf of his workers. Then Ju tells him about the fraud that happened with her. So Doshik feels bad knowing this. Doshik tells Ju, "If you don't have a place to live, I can help you with that." Ju says, "I have a place to live." Then when Doshik is leaving, he gives Ju his card and says, "If you ever have a problem, call me." Ju says, "Okay." Meanwhile, Wuhiel comes outside the mansion because Mr. Ko had told him that if that girl opened the coffin, she is not an ordinary girl, so you should stay with her and keep an eye on her. Wuhiel is thinking all this when a lady who lives in the neighborhood comes to him. She asks Wuhiel, "Who are you?" Wuhiel says, "I am the owner of this mansion." Hearing this, the lady doesn't believe Wuhiel's words because she had been living here for 20 years and had never seen Wuhiel here before. On the other side, Ju is coming back home when she sees her same landlord on the way who had run away with her money. The landlord is also surprised to see Ju and starts running. Ju runs after him and says, "Stop and give me my money back," but he doesn't stop. Because of this, Ju comes on the road and just misses getting hit by a car. Then Wuhiel also realizes this. Actually, the mark where Ju had bitten Wuhiel starts to glow, due to which he is feeling pain. Then he also hears Ju's voice, from which Wuhiel finds out that Ju is in some trouble. So he sets out to help her, but he doesn't understand where to find Ju. Then he looks at the bottle of blood given by Mr. Ko, and at the same time, he also remembers Mr. Ko's words, "Drink this in an emergency." And at the same time, Mr. Ko had also told him to protect Ju. Then Wuhiel drinks that blood, so he gets vampire-like powers, after which he climbs on the building and tries to hear Ju's voice. When he hears Ju's voice, he follows it and goes in that direction. Meanwhile, Ju, following the landlord, reaches a deserted place, where the landlord catches her and is about to hit her. Just then, Wuhiel comes there and hits that landlord and throws him far away. Seeing Wuhiel hitting like this, Ju gets scared. Then, Wuhiel comes to her and Ju asks him, "Are you really a vampire?" Wuhiel says, "Yes, now you believe it." Then he extends his hand towards Ju to lift her up, so Ju holds his hand. But then she sees that her landlord is running away from there, so she throws Wuhiel there and runs after the landlord. The landlord, while running, comes in front of a police car. Over there, Wuhiel says, "What is this, girl?" Then he finds Ju's wallet on the ground, so he keeps it with him. Over there, the policeman asks the landlord, "Sir, are you okay?" Ju says, "He is not a sir, he is a thief. Arrest him now." The landlord also says, "Yes, arrest me, otherwise this crazy girl will kill me." Then, in the police station, Ju is holding the landlord and demanding her money. Just then, the people from whom the landlord had taken money also come there, and they all also demand their money back from the landlord. Over there, Wuhiel is leaving, thinking, "Why did I feel pain in my neck when Ju was in danger?" Just then, he sees a shopping mall, from where people were coming with goods. Wuhiel also goes to the shopping mall and takes many things, and he pays with Ju's card. Meanwhile, Ju is returning from the police station, and she is very sad because now a case will be filed against the landlord, and she doesn't know when she will get her money back. Then, when Ju comes near the house, she meets Wuhiel, who tells her, "Is this the time to come home? Come on, open the door quickly now." Ju sees the goods in his hand and asks, "Where did you bring this from?" Wuhiel says, I bought this. Ju asks, where did you get the money from? So Wuhiel shows her card and says, I took this with this card. Seeing her card, Ju screams loudly because seeing this, she was terrified. Then both are inside the house, where Ju yells at Wuhiel a lot and says, do you know how hard I worked to earn this money? Now give me my money back. Then Wuhiel tells her, okay, I will give you your money. I slept in a coffin for 100 years. This doesn't mean that I didn't make any plans for the future. I will bring you your money right now. Then he goes to the basement where he had kept gold under the coffin. He knew that the value of money could end, but the value of gold will never end. When Wuhiel checks for the gold there, the gold is not there. Someone had already stolen it. Seeing this, Wuhiel is surprised. Then he comes out sad, and Ju says to him, what happened? Where is the money? Wuhiel says, I had hidden gold under my coffin, but someone has stolen it. Ju says, now we will sell this stuff and get the money back. Then she puts a coat on Wuhiel and clicks his photos and puts it online for sale. After a while, they get a message from a boy who wants to buy that coat. Ju tells Wuhiel, tomorrow at exactly 2 o'clock, you go to the railway station. There a boy wearing a black coat and cap will come. Give him this coat and take the money from him. Wuhiel says, okay. The next day, Ju gets ready and leaves for school. After she leaves, Wuhiel also gets ready and goes to sell the coat. When he reaches the station, most of the people there are wearing black coats and caps. Seeing this, Wuhiel doesn't understand who ordered the coat. Then he starts asking everyone one by one, did you order the coat? Just then, a boy from behind comes and says, I ordered this coat. As soon as Wuhiel turns back, it is none other than his friend Lee Sung. Both are shocked to see each other and then scream loudly. After that, they both are sitting in a place, where Wuhiel tells him the whole story of what happened to him. Hearing this, Lee Sung is surprised. Then Wuhiel asks him, tell me the truth, did you steal my gold? Lee Sung says, no, I didn't do anything like that. But Wuhiel doesn't believe his words. Then Lee Sung tells him, now you should also meet Dong. And he also tells him how Dong will cry when he meets him. And actually, that's what happens. When Wuhiel meets Dong, Dong cries in the same way after knowing Wuhiel's whole story of how Wuhiel became half vampire and half human. Then Dong gives Wuhiel blood to drink. When Wuhiel drinks it, he feels very good. Then Wuhiel asks them for money, saying, I have to give money to Ju. They ask, how much money do you have to give? Wuhiel says, 5 million won. Hearing this, they both are surprised and say, we don't have that much money. We are already managing to get by with great difficulty. On the other side, Doshik is in a meeting, but he is still thinking about Ju. Just then, his assistant comes and tells him that the landlord has been caught. Actually, that night the police had gone there on Doshik's orders because Doshik had told them to catch that landlord. Then Ju is packing her things. Just then, Doshik comes to meet her. Ju asks, how are you here? Doshik says, I was passing by here, so I thought I would meet you. Hearing this, Ju takes him inside the house. Then Ju gets scared seeing a cockroach there. So seeing this, Doshik laughs and says, you can fight with a criminal, your landlord, and get him caught. And here you are scared of a small cockroach. Hearing this, Ju asks him, how do you know that I got the landlord caught? Were you following me like you used to before? Hearing this, Doshik says, no, it's not like that. That person had also defrauded a friend of mine, and my friend told me all this. Ju believes his words. Then Doshik helps her in her packing and then also goes to drop her at her new house. Reaching there, when Doshik sees the mansion, he is surprised because he knew that Ju was a poor girl and had been doing part-time jobs since college time. Ju tells him that this mansion was in her dad's name, but now it is hers. Just then, Wuhiel comes there and calls Ju Butler Ju. Butler means servant. Hearing this, Doshik is surprised. Just now she was calling herself the owner. Ju says, it's nothing like that, he has a habit of joking. This house is mine. Doshik asks, who is he? Ju explains that he has a connection with our ancestors, and now, for some reason, he will stay with me for some time. Then, Doshik says hello to Wuhiel and leaves from there, but he still found Ju's words strange. Then, both are inside the house where Ju first gets angry at Wuhiel because Wuhiel had called her Butler Ju in front of Doshik. Then, Ju extends her hand forward, so Wuhiel shakes her hand. But Ju says, why are you shaking my hand? Give me the money that you brought by selling the coat. Wuhiel gives her the money, which Ju starts counting. Here, Wuhiel remembers Doshik's words that in today's era, vampires don't drink human blood, but humans bother them and drink their blood. Remembering this, Wuhiel looks at Ju and she looks like a vampire to him. Seeing this, he gets scared. Then Ju asks, this money is less. Didn't you count it? Hearing this, Wuhiel says, this Lee Sung has not stopped cheating even today. Then Ju gives him a contract and tells him to sign it. In this contract, it is written that if Wuhiel does not return her money within 6 months, she will sell this mansion. Wuhiel signs the contract, but he was angry that Ju was talking about selling the house. Then Ju leaves from there, and after she leaves, Wuhiel says, I feel like biting her. Meanwhile, Doshik is thinking, who is it that Ju is sharing a house with? The next morning, Wuhiel comes to Lee Sung and says, I have to do some job to return Ju's money, otherwise she will sell my house. Hearing this, Lee Sung says, if you want to do a job, you will first have to get an ID card like this. Then he takes his photo and makes his ID card. After that, they both come to a center and apply for a job. There, the uncle asks them, what kind of work will you guys do? Lee Sung says, we will do any kind of work. But Wuhiel says, give me a job where I have to wear a suit because I look very good in a suit. So the uncle gets them a waiter's job, where they had to serve food to the people who came to the funeral. There, due to weakness, Wuhiel starts feeling dizzy, so he goes to rest. After a long time, when Wuhiel doesn't come, Lee Sung starts thinking, where is Wuhiel? Just then, a man comes into the room with the coffin, and he starts hearing some noises from the coffin. When he opens the coffin, he is very scared to see Wuhiel there. And because of this, they are also fired from the job because no one was allowed to sleep in the coffin. Then, when they both come out, Wuhiel sees a dairy lady whose work Wuhiel likes very much. So after this, they both start doing the same work. Both of them were having a lot of fun doing this work, but then Wuhiel collides with someone, due to which all the stuff falls down. Wuhiel tells that boy, how can you hit like this? But the boy doesn't care about Wuhiel's words. Instead, he also complains about Wuhiel. After this, we see them both at the center, where the uncle tells them, I got you 2 jobs, but you guys didn't do a single job properly. So he throws them out of there. Meanwhile, Mr. Ko is thinking something about Wuhiel. Here, Wuhiel comes back and immediately lies down on the sofa and says, it's really not easy to earn money. Seeing this, Ju tells him, see, I was telling the truth, and you just wasted so much of my money like that. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, but now I am at least trying to earn money for you, right? Ju says, come on, now you do a job for me, and in return, I will forgive the money you brought by selling the coat. Wuhiel asks, what work do I have to do? Then Ju asks him to clean the house with her. Wuhiel agrees, and then both of them clean the house together. Then, when they are cleaning the window for a moment, they both start looking at each other. But then Wuhiel turns his attention to the other side. After that, they clean the dust from the whole house. Then when both are shaking the dust out of the blanket, they suddenly come close to each other. Seeing this, Ju feels strange, and she leaves from there. Wuhiel doesn't understand why she is reacting like this. After the work is finished, Ju thanks Wuhiel for his help. Wuhiel says, it's okay. Ju asks, when did you build this house? Wuhiel says, I built this house 400 years ago. Ju says, but you could have built this house somewhere else where the location was good. Wuhiel says, no, I am waiting for someone here. Here we find out that Wuhiel built this house on the same hut that Nahai had selected for them to meet secretly. Then Wuhiel asks, are you not afraid of me? After all, I am a vampire. Ju says, no, according to me, humans are worse. You saw right how my landlord wanted to kill me. And if you wanted to kill me, you would have killed me long ago, but you didn't. This means you are a good vampire. Then Ju asks, how did you know at that time that I was there? Wuhiel doesn't tell the truth here that they are linked because he bit her, but he leaves saying, you fed me noodles, so I helped you. Then Wuhiel comes to the roof and remembers Nahai's words when he asked Nahai, are you not afraid of me? Then Nahai had said, no, because you are a good vampire. Remembering all this, Wuhiel says how similar these two are to each other. Just then, the mark on Wuhiel's neck shines again and he realizes that Ju is in trouble again. So he immediately comes inside and sees that a chandelier is about to fall on Ju. He immediately moves forward and lifts Ju up in the air with him. Ju is very scared because of all this. Just then, Wuhiel sees blood on her lips, so he can't control himself and kisses her to drink her blood. Just then, he remembers Nahai's words, I will definitely come back. Seeing this, he is surprised why he is remembering Nahai's words, and why Ju's blood tastes the same as Nahai's. Then Ju tells him to put her down, so Wuhiel puts her down, where Ju starts getting angry at him. How dare you kiss me? Wuhiel says, I had no intention of doing that. I saw blood on your lips, so I couldn't control myself and I drank that blood. Ju is very angry here and beats him up badly. Then Wuhiel is cleaning and at the same time thinking, is Ju my Nahai, who has taken a second birth? But then he thinks, no, this can't happen. My Nahai was very sweet, and this one is a witch. Meanwhile, Ju was also thinking about the kiss because this was her first kiss, which was with a vampire. Then Wuhiel tells all this to Dong and Lee Sung, that Ju and Nahai's blood taste the same. Hearing this, they are surprised how this can be possible. Just then, Rose comes to their door. This is the same girl who used to come when Wuhiel used to throw a party at the mansion every weekend. Then she used to come there, and she is also a vampire. And now she works selling blood to vampires. Rose is very happy to see Wuhiel there and asks, were you able to become a human? Then Dong explains that no, he has become half vampire and half human. Hearing this, Rose feels bad, and she gives him blood to drink for free. After that, these three are enjoying the blood, where Wuhiel was still scared about the kiss. That's why he says he will sleep there. But Lee Sung tells him not to, saying, "You are a vampire. She should be scared of you, and instead, you are scared of her." Then Wuhiel secretly comes inside the house because he was still scared of Ju's beating. But then he sees Ju standing in front of him. Ju asks, "Where were you until now?" Wuhiel says, "I went to get some fresh air." But Ju gets very angry at him here and leaves from there. The next day, Doshik takes out an old book from the locker on which was written Vampire Diary. Doshik's dad had given him this book and said, "Keep this safe. There are some things in it that are important for you to know." Then Doshik starts reading this book. Then Doshik goes to the hospital and gets his checkup done, where the doctor tells him that his dad and grandfather died at the age of 40 from a heart attack, although they were both perfectly fine, and it is still not understood what the real cause of their death is. That's why you also have to take care of your health. Then Doshik is thinking the same thing while going home, when his assistant tells him that Miss Yun is coming to Korea. Hearing this, Doshik says, "You adjust my time. I will go to the airport to pick up Miss Yun." Meanwhile, Wuhiel is at Dong's shop when he sees Ju going into the school opposite. So he understands that Ju works in this school. Just then, Dong gets an order for some food from the school. So Wuhiel asks him, "Can I go and deliver this order?" So Dong agrees to it. Then when Wuhiel comes into the school with the order, Ju sees him, but she thinks it might be her imagination. Wuhiel gives the teacher her order. Just then the teacher gives him the garbage and says, "You are going out, right? So throw this outside." So Wuhiel does the same. He takes the garbage and throws it outside. So the lady working there tells him not to throw garbage like that. Throw plastic things separately and other things separately. So Wuhiel does the same. He throws the plastic things separately and the other things separately. Then when he is leaving, he sees Ju, who is applying medicine to a student. Wuhiel looks at her and thinks, no matter what she is like at home, but she does good work here. Just then the security guard comes there and he starts to throw him out. Wuhiel says, okay, I will go. But first, tell me this. Can you get me a job in this school?" The security guard refuses him and starts to throw him out of the school. Just then the cleaner lady comes there and she hears Wuhiel's words and says, "I can get you a job if you want to do that job." In the next scene, Wuhiel starts cleaning with those ladies. When he goes to clean in the school, all the girls are surprised to see him. How handsome he is. Then Wuhiel is carrying some things when he collides with a boy. This is the same boy with whom he has collided once before. This boy's name is Park. Wuhiel tells him, "Don't you have any other work besides colliding with me? Come on, pick these things up now." Park says, "Cleaning is not my job, it's yours, so you pick it up." Seeing this, Wuhiel starts getting angry at him, but Park doesn't care about this. Instead, he says a lot to Wuhiel and leaves from there. Then Ju is in her office when Wuhiel comes there, and, coming there, he is taking her dustbin and leaving. Dao asks him, "What are you doing here?" Wuhiel says, "I have started working here." Dao says, "How can you work here? You can't control yourself when you see human blood, and there are so many children here. You will start drinking their blood." Wuhiel says, "I told you it won't happen again." Just then a student comes there whose blood is flowing. Seeing this, Ju covers him and tells Wuhiel to leave immediately. When he doesn't leave, Ju pushes him and throws him out. Then Doshik is in the office and he messages Ju and asks, "Since we met, we haven't had dinner together even once. Will you have dinner with me?" Ju replies, "Yes." Seeing this, Doshik is very happy. At night, they both go to a restaurant for dinner, where there is no one. Ju is surprised to see this. Then Doshik explains, "This is my new restaurant which hasn't opened yet. You are the first customer here." Ju is surprised to hear this. Then Doshik orders a lot of food, which they both enjoy while talking. Meanwhile, Wuhiel is walking when he smells blood from a meat shop. So he looks at the meat inside through the glass and transforms into his vampire form. The shop owner's son sees him like this and laughs at him. Seeing this, Wuhiel understands that he has transformed into his vampire form, so he returns to his normal form again. Then he goes inside the shop and says hello to the lady at the meat shop. So, the lady at the meat shop also recognizes him as the one who has come to live in the mansion. Then Wuhiel asks her about the blood, so the lady at the meat shop says, "We use this to make a special kind of soup." But Wuhiel wanted to drink it as it is. Then the man from the tailor shop also comes there. So the lady at the meat shop tells him about Wuhiel, that he has come to live in the mansion. Hearing this, the man from the tailor shop says, "You are really living in the mansion. I have heard that there are ghosts there." Wuhiel says, "No, there's nothing like that." Then those people ask Wuhiel strange questions, so Wuhiel makes an excuse and leaves from there. Then when Wuhiel comes home, he meets Mr. Ko. Then Wuhiel tells him, "I have tasted Ju's blood. Ju's blood and Nahai's blood are the same." Mr. Ko asks, "Who was Nahai?" Wuhiel says, "The girl who gave her life to save me." Then we are shown a flashback when the villagers found out about Wuhiel's reality. they started making a plan to kill him. When Nahai found out about this, she comes to the hut to meet Wuhiel and tells Wuhiel that the villagers have found out about you, so you run away from here. Then she tells Wuhiel, I will also go with you, I can't live without you. They are about to run away from there. Just then, the vampire hunters come there, and they tell Nahai to go home. But Nahai doesn't go home and starts protecting Wuhiel. She tells them he is not a bad vampire, but the vampire hunters call her a traitor here and start to kill her too. The flashback ends, and Wuhiel says, Nahai gave her life for me. But the thing to think about here is how Nahai's blood and Ju's blood are the same. Then Mr. Ko puts his hand on Wuhiel's hand and reads something and says, you shouldn't have drunk Ju's blood. It is poison for you. Mr. Ko says, I have found out how you can become fully human. You will first have to make Ju fall in love with you. Then, when she starts loving you, the poison in her blood will disappear. Then, you will have to drink her blood. Then you will become fully human. Wuhiel says, but why only Ju? It could be some other girl. Mr. Ko says, no, Ju opened your coffin so you will have to drink her blood. And that too, when she is in love. Then there will be no poison in her blood. Then Doshik drops Ju home and gives her pepper spray and a stick as a gift. Ju says, what is this for? Doshik says, you come home alone at night, so this is for your protection. Seeing this, Ju thinks that Doshik cares so much for her. Wuhiel also hears their conversation from above. Then Ju comes home and Wuhiel asks her, does your friend like you? Ju says, no, he is just a good friend of mine. Then Ju tells Wuhiel, you don't need to come to school from tomorrow. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, look, first she was telling me that I don't do any work, and now when I am working she's telling me not to work. The next day, Ju comes out for some work and sees Wuhiel telling the cleaner lady, if your leg hurts, you rest, I will do all your work. Ju feels good seeing this, how much Wuhiel respects his elders. Then when Wuhiel is working, Park and his friends come out from one side. First, Park looks at Wuhiel with an attitude and then throws garbage and leaves from there. After they leave, Wuhiel goes to where they came from. There he finds some wine bottles, so Wuhiel picks them up to throw in the garbage. A cigarette is also burning there, but Wuhiel doesn't notice it. Then due to that cigarette, a fire starts there. So the fire brigade comes and extinguishes it. In the next scene, the principal is angry at Wuhiel because Park had complained to the principal about Wuhiel that he saw Wuhiel smoking a cigarette there, and all this happened because of Wuhiel. The cleaner ladies tell the principal that Wuhiel is not such a person, but the principal doesn't believe them and tells Wuhiel to pay for the damage. Just then, Ju brings Park there and says that Wuhiel has done nothing. This is all Park's doing. Ju tells the principal, you smell Park's hand? He has smoked a cigarette. When the principal smells Park's hand, he finds out that Park has indeed done this. Actually, the principal already knew this, but to save the school's reputation, he was framing Wuhiel. Seeing all this, Wuhiel is surprised that Ju has done so much for him today. Then at night, Wuhiel is thinking, today Ju protected me just like Nahai, and I can see myself in her eyes. Her blood is also like Nahai's. Is she really my Nahai, who has taken a second birth? Thinking all this, he goes to Ju and says, you are my Nahai, right? Meanwhile, Doshik goes to the airport to receive Miss Yun, whose face is exactly like Nahai's. Here, Wuhiel tells Ju, you are my Nahai, right? Saying this, he tries to come near her, so Ju sprays pepper spray in his eyes, due to which his eyes burn a lot. Then he is cleaning his eyes with a tissue. Ju asks, why were you calling me Nahai? Who is this Nahai? So Wuhiel tells her everything about Nahai. He also tells her that he wanted to become human because of Nahai and wanted to feel the heartbeat. Hearing all this, Ju feels here that she has made a very big mistake, so she says, sorry to Wuhiel. Wuhiel says, now the thing is that I see my face in your eyes and your blood is also like Nahai's. That's why I think that you are my Nahai who has been reborn. Hearing this, Ju angrily tells him, I am not your Nahai, and you stay away from me. If you talk to me like this again, I will complain to the police about you. Saying this, she leaves from there. After that, Ju looks at herself in the mirror and thinks about Wuhiel's words and says that this is not possible. I am not his Nahai, he must have misunderstood. Meanwhile, Wuhiel goes and tells all this to his friends, so his friends say that we don't think she is Nahai, and anyway, if she were Nahai, she would not treat you like this. And now you should focus on your work. You have to trap her in your love and then drink her blood and become a human. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, yes, it is because of her that I have become half vampire and half human. Now I should focus on my target. After this, his friends hug him and say that we will always be with you. Hearing this, Wuhiel is happy. Meanwhile, Doshik is bringing Yun. Doshik asks Yun, how did you suddenly plan to come here? So Yun explains that she came here because of that mansion. I like that mansion very much, so I want it at any cost. Doshik asks, which mansion? So Yun tells him the address of the mansion. Hearing this, Doshik understands that she is talking about Ju's mansion, but he doesn't tell her that he knows the owner of that mansion. Then Yun comes to the hotel and is happy looking at the photos of the mansion. Meanwhile, Wuhiel sees a painting of Nahai that he had made many years ago, and looking at it, he remembers Nahai. The next day, Wuhiel is cleaning at school. Just then, two girls come to him and give him snacks and leave. Wuhiel doesn't eat human food, so he goes to give the snacks to Ju, but Ju doesn't take them because she thinks that he is giving her those snacks thinking she is Nahai. Wuhiel says that yes, I have understood that you are not my Nahai. Anyway, my Nahai is very sweet, not a witch like you. Hearing this, Ju gets angry and doesn't take the snacks, so Wuhiel forcibly gives her the snacks and leaves. Coming out, he thinks that it is very difficult to trap this girl in love. After that, he goes to Lee Sung for advice. Lee Sung says that girls are like flowers, so they should be made happy by giving them flowers. Hearing this, Wuhiel does the same. He puts flowers outside the door. Ju sees the flowers and thinks, who sent this? But then she takes them inside. Seeing this, Wuhiel and Lee Sung are happy. Then a few days pass like this. Wuhiel puts flowers outside the door every day, and Ju picks them up, but she is worried thinking about who sent them. Then one day, she goes inside with the flowers, so Wuhiel also follows her and says, today someone has sent you flowers again. But Ju doesn't pay attention to his words and is calling the police. Someone is following me and sends me flowers. Hearing this, Wuhiel stops her and says that you should feel for others' feelings. Think how much he must like you. Hearing this, Ju says that I don't like such people at all, who don't come forward and do such things from behind. Such people should be put in jail. Hearing this, Wuhiel goes to Lee Sung and gets angry at him because today he was about to go to jail because of him. Dong also scolds Lee Sung for giving such useless ideas to Wuhiel. Dong tells Wuhiel, you should take Ju to watch a movie with you. There will be other couples there too. Seeing them, Ju will also feel love and then she will also think about love. Wuhiel likes this idea. Then he comes home and asks Ju to go with him to watch a movie. Ju first refuses, but then agrees after Wuhiel insists again and again. Then Wuhiel tells this to his friends, so they are happy for him. Then the three of them get Wuhiel ready well. Then, when Wuhiel goes in front of Ju, Ju is surprised to see his new look. Then they both go to watch a movie, where Ju falls asleep during the movie. Wuhiel tries to wake her up, but she doesn't wake up. So Wuhiel's this plan is also ruined. After watching the movie, when they are leaving, Yun is sitting in a nearby restaurant, but Wuhiel doesn't see her. Yun is waiting for someone there. When that person comes there, we find out that this is the same person whom Wuhiel had stopped from drinking someone's blood 100 years ago. His name is Andrew. Andrew asks Yun the reason for coming to Korea, so Yun says, I have come here because of that mansion. Meanwhile, Wuhiel is worried thinking about how to make Ju fall in love with him. Just then, Mr. Ko comes there and says, giving flowers, watching a movie. All these are things to do after getting into a relationship. Wuhiel says, so what should I do? Mr. Ko says, you should spend more and more time with Ju so that she realizes that she is not alone. You are always with her, and in this way, she will love you. The next day, the principal does not renew Ju's contract and fires her from the job. Ju tries hard to persuade him, but he does not listen to her. Then, as two teachers are walking and talking about this, Wuhiel also overhears their conversation and finds out that Ju has been fired from the school. Then at night, Ju is very sad, so she goes to a bar and drinks a lot. Doshik sees her doing this, but does not go to her. His assistant asks for the reason, so Doshik says, sometimes when a person is sad, they prefer to be alone. Then as Ju is going home, Doshik follows her to drop her home safely. When Ju reaches near the house, she falls down. Then Doshik comes and picks her up. Ju asks, how are you here? So Doshik explains, I was passing by here and I saw you, so I came to meet you. Then he asks Ju the reason for drinking. So Ju explains that she has been fired from her job. Doshik says, if you want to drink like this again, call me. We will drink together. Ju says, okay. And saying this, she leaves from there. Then Ju comes home and Wuhiel asks her, where were you until now? But Ju doesn't answer his questions and drinks. Here, Ju tells Wuhiel about her family. I have suffered a lot in my life. My dad suddenly went somewhere and then never came back. After he left, my mom's condition was also not good, so I used to work part-time and take care of her. But then one day my mom died, and since then, I am alone. Hearing this, Wuhiel feels bad for her and says, don't worry, everything will be fine. After this, Ju goes to her room. The next day, Wuhiel goes to wake Ju up and sees that Ju has a fever due to drinking too much. So he brings medicine for Ju and takes good care of her, because of which Ju's fever goes down after a while. Then she thanks Wuhiel for taking such good care of her. Here, Ju feels very good, because for the first time someone had taken care of her during her fever. Then Ju meets Doshik. So Doshik tells her, it must be difficult to live in such a big house. so you should sell that house. Here, Ju refuses him, saying, I can't sell it for some personal reason. The next day, Ju packs her things from school and brings them home. After coming home, she goes to the basement where she finds Nahai's painting. She is looking at it when Wuhiel comes there. Ju asks, is this the girl you're waiting for? Wuhiel says, yes. Ju says, if I were her reincarnation, would you love me with the same true love? Hearing this, Wuhiel says, no, you are not her reincarnation because your entire body's blood is poisonous. Hearing this, Ju gets angry and says, how can you say such a thing to me that my blood is poisonous? They argue about this for a long time. Then Ju asks Wuhiel, what are you doing here at this time? You should be at work right now. Wuhiel says, I have left that job. Ju asks, why? So Wuhiel explains that yesterday, when he was cleaning the bathroom, he heard the principal talking to someone on the phone, and he found out that he deliberately fired her from the job because he wanted to hire someone else in her place. Hearing this, I got angry, so I threw water on him and came from there. Ju is happy to hear this and says, you have done a very good job. The next day, Ju goes for interviews at many places but does not get a job anywhere. Then she meets Doshik. So Doshik suggests to her that she should turn her mansion into a guest house. It has many rooms and you will benefit a lot from it. And Doshik also says that he will help Ju in this work. Ju likes this idea, but she says that she will think about it and let him know. Then when she is going home, she gets messages about which bills she has to pay. Seeing this, Ju thinks that turning the mansion into a guest house is the right option. Then she comes home and tells this to Wuhiel as well. At first, he refuses but later agrees. Then Wuhiel shows Doshik's photo to Rose and Lee Sung and says that this man is helping Ju to turn our mansion into a guest house. Seeing this, Lee Sung says that he is a very big businessman, so why is he showing so much interest in this work? Could it be that he likes Ju? Hearing this, Wuhiel also thinks that he had come to drop Ju home that day, and he was also talking to Ju very nicely. Thinking this, Wuhiel tells Lee Sung and Rose, yes, I also think that he likes Ju. The next day, Ju calls Doshik and says that she is ready to turn the mansion into a guest house, but she doesn't know how to do this work. Hearing this, Doshik is happy and says, don't you worry, I will help you with this. Then Ju comes to Doshik's office, where Doshik arranges an urgent meeting in which they discuss how they have to turn the mansion into a guest house. Ju is happy to see this. Then Doshik drops Ju home, so Wuhiel sees them both and thinks, I have to drink Ju's blood, and that too when she is in love. But it is not necessary that she is in love with me, she can be in love with someone else too. Wuhiel thinks, I will do this. I will let Ju fall in love with Doshik. When Ju is in love, her blood will not be poisonous, and then I will drink her blood and become a human. In the next scene, Doshik goes to a restaurant to meet Yun. So, someone there is clicking his photos, and this is none other than Lee Sung. Actually, Wuhiel had told him to do this because he wanted to see if Doshik was right for Ju or not. Lee Sung is clicking a photo when Andrew comes there, and as soon as he comes, he starts making fun of Lee Sung's poverty. Then, in the conversation, Lee Sung tells him that Wuhiel is back. So hearing this, Andrew starts thinking something. Meanwhile, in the restaurant, Doshik tells Yun that the mansion belongs to a friend of his, and she doesn't want to sell it, and she is turning it into a guest house. Yun is surprised to hear this. Over there, Lee Sung comes home and tells Dong that Andrew has become very rich today, and he is living a life of luxury. Now, we will also live a good life like him. Dong asks, how? Lee Sung says, now I will find out about the gold that someone stole from under Wuhiel's coffin. They are talking when their landlady comes to their door and asks them to pay the rent quickly. Hearing this, both get worried because Dong's shop was also not doing well, and now they didn't have enough money to pay the rent. Because of this, Dong starts crying, and Lee says, now I will definitely find that gold. Then Andrew is following a drunk man to drink his blood. Just then, Mr. Ko comes there and stops him and says, you should stop doing all this. Otherwise, it will not be good for you. The next day, Yun meets Joe and says, I wanted to buy that mansion, but now I have found out that you are turning it into a guest house. So, I want to invest in it. Joe is happy to hear this because she needed an investor. Then Yun comes home and thinks about Yun. Where have I seen her before? Just then she meets Wuhiel, and she tells him that an investor has been found. Wuhiel is happy to hear this. Then Wuhiel meets Lee Sung. So Lee Sung tells him about Doshik, that he is a good person. He is a very big businessman and also helps people a lot. Wuhiel is relaxed to hear this, that Ju has selected the right person. Then Doshik comes to see the mansion, so Ju and Wuhiel welcome him nicely. And then Ju shows him the whole mansion where they discuss where they need to make changes. Here, Wuhiel is standing at the door and watching them both. Then at night, the meat shop lady and the tailor shop man come to their house and tell them that all the people living here take turns patrolling, and today it is your turn to patrol, so you two patrol today. Hearing this, they both go to patrol. When they come back after patrolling, Yun has come there. Wuhiel is surprised to see her and thinks that his Nahai has come back. So he goes to her and hugs her and says, Nahai, you have come back. Yun didn't understand what was happening, and Ju was also surprised to see all this. Then Wuhiel tells her that he missed her a lot. It's good that you came back. Saying this, he starts to hug her again. So Yun stops him this time and says, have we met before? I don't know you. Wuhiel is shocked to hear this and says, how can you forget me like this? I have waited for you for so many years. Ju tries to silence him, but Wuhiel doesn't keep quiet and keeps saying, how can you forget me? To this, Yun says, what are you talking about? I don't understand anything. Hearing this, Ju, handling the situation, says that he has come from abroad. That's why he is making a mistake in recognizing the people here. Please don't mind his words. He has a habit of joking. Yun says, I came here to see the mansion, but now it seems that today will not be right. I will come and see the mansion some other day. Saying this, she starts to leave. So Wuhiel holds her hand. Over there, Ju also holds Wuhiel's hand and tells him not to cause any trouble. Wuhiel understands Ju's words and then apologizes to Yun for his bad behavior and says, I had a misunderstanding. Yun says, it's okay. Then she tells him to rest and leaves from there. Then Ju is in her room and she was feeling bad for Wuhiel, that the one Wuhiel had waited for so many years for. Today, she didn't even recognize him. Then Ju meets Wuhiel when Wuhiel is looking at Nahai's painting. He tells Ju, today I am very happy that Nahai has fulfilled her promise and she has come back. The only difference is that she doesn't remember me. To this, Ju says, no one remembers their past life, so you should give her some time. Meanwhile, Yun is thinking about Wuhiel, how he hugged her today. Here, Yun also felt good meeting Wuhiel, so she smiles. The next morning, Lee Sung starts looking for gold. He tells Dong, only we knew about the gold, and besides us, Butler Chul knew about it. So Butler Chul must have stolen the gold. Dong says, but it's been many years since Butler Chul died. So how will we find out what happened next? They are talking when Wuhiel comes there and says, Butler Chul is not such a person, so you guys stop blaming him. Then Wuhiel tells them about Nahai, so they are both shocked to know this. Then Wuhiel also tells them that Nahai did not recognize him, so they both also feel bad for Wuhiel. In the next scene, Ju brings blood for Wuhiel and says, Yun doesn't remember anything from her past life, so you should love Yun as Yun. And I am sure that one day she will definitely understand your love, and I will support you in this. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, will I really be able to make Nahai mine like this? Ju says, yes. So Wuhiel is happy to hear this. Then Wuhiel is on the roof when Mr. Ko comes to meet him, who knows that Nahai has come back. He tells Wuhiel, living as half vampire and half human can be dangerous for you. So first you focus on your target, and as soon as Ju falls in love, drink her blood and become human. Wuhiel says, okay. In the next scene, Ju and Doshik both go to buy things for the guest house, where Doshik helps her a lot. Ju is impressed by him. Then when they come to buy blankets, a lady there mistakes them for a couple, so Ju tells her, no, it's nothing like that. But Doshik is laughing hearing the lady's words. After this, both of them have lunch together and remember their old days. Meanwhile, Lee Sung goes to the basement with Dong and Wuhiel, and there he starts looking for evidence about the gold thief. After searching for a long time, he finds a cat's hair. Seeing this, he says that besides us, only Mr. Ko knew about this, and this hair also belongs to a cat. So it means that the thief is none other than Mr. Ko. Mr. Ko has stolen the gold. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, no, Mr. Ko can't do this. And who knows, this hair might belong to some other cat. Lee Sung says, this hair belongs to Mr. Ko, and he has stolen the gold. Then when Doshik is dropping Ju home, Ju invites him and Yun to her house for dinner. So Doshik agrees to it. Then Wuhiel, Lee Sung, and Dong are enjoying blood-flavored ice cream. Just then Ju comes there. Ju is surprised to see the three of them. She asks Wuhiel who these two are. So Wuhiel says, they are my friends, and they are also vampires. Hearing this, Ju gets angry, and she asks them to leave the house. But Dong says, this house belongs to our friend. We will not leave from here. Wuhiel also takes Dong's side and says, this house is mine. You cannot throw them out of here. Hearing this, Ju gets angry at him too and tells him to leave the house too. Hearing this, Wuhiel leaves with his friends because he knew that Ju was angry right now, and if they stayed here any longer, she would start hitting them. Meanwhile, Yun tells Andrew that she went to the mansion and a person there hugged her. Hearing Yun's words, Andrew understands that she is talking about Wuhiel because Wuhiel lives in the mansion. The next day, Wuhiel gets ready nicely because today, Yun was coming to his house. Ju tells Wuhiel, today is a special day for you, so today you can see yourself in my eyes how you are looking. Wuhiel looks into her eyes and says, your eyes are very beautiful. Hearing this, Ju gets nervous because Wuhiel saying this feels quite romantic to her. Just then, Yun and Doshik come there, whom Ju and Wuhiel welcome nicely, and Wuhiel also gives flowers to Yun. which Yun likes very much. Then Ju tells Yun, I am preparing food. You can see the mansion with Wuhiel. Then Wuhiel takes Yun to see the house. When Yun sees the house, she likes the house very much. She says, this house is already good. I will not get much changed in this house. Wuhiel says, I also want that. But the people downstairs will not agree. Yun asks, what is your relationship with Ju? Wuhiel says, our ancestors knew each other. Yun says, are you two going to marry each other in the future? Wuhiel immediately replies, no, we are just friends. Then Wuhiel tries to see his reflection in her eyes, but he doesn't see his reflection in Yun's eyes. He is surprised to see this. Then everyone sits down to eat. Wuhiel is not eating anything there. Yun tells him, why are you not eating? Wuhiel says, I don't feel like it right now. Hearing this, Yun starts forcing him to eat. Hearing her words, Wuhiel starts eating. Ju is worried to see this because she knows that Wuhiel does strange things after eating human food. And that's what actually happens. After eating food, Wuhiel gets intoxicated. In a drunken state, Wuhiel goes to Yun and starts calling her Nahai, Nahai. Yun is surprised to see this, why he is saying this. Just then, Ju comes there and takes Wuhiel out from there. Coming out, Wuhiel also does strange things, so Ju punches him and tells him to come to his senses. With this, Wuhiel calms down and rests his head on Ju's shoulder and says, let me stay like this for a while. Here, Ju also becomes silent and doesn't stop him. Inside, Doshik and Yun are sitting together and saying that they liked the food very much. Just then, Doshik gets a call from someone and he goes to answer the call. Outside, Wuhiel apologizes to Ju for messing up again. Ju says, it's okay, just don't do it again next time. Then Wuhiel and Ju come back inside the house. Yun is drinking wine alone there. Just then the light above her explodes and its glass is about to fall straight on Yun. So Yun screams loudly. Hearing this, Wuhiel runs in vampire form and saves her. Doshik senses this and thinks, what was that? Then Ju turns him towards her so that his attention does not go to Wuhiel. Meanwhile, Wuhiel saves Yun. So seeing this, Yun is impressed with him and starts looking at him. But then Wuhiel faints and falls down, because ever since he became human, his health has not been good. After this, we see that Wuhiel is sleeping on the sofa, and Ju apologizes to Doshik and Yun on Wuhiel's behalf. Yun says, it's okay. After this, they say bye to Ju and leave from there. Then Ju comes to Wuhiel, who is still saying, Nahai, Nahai, in his sleep. Ju gets angry seeing this and she yells at him, why do you keep saying Nahai, Nahai all the time? Saying this, she leaves from there. Meanwhile, Doshik is in his house and is worried thinking how Wuhiel ran so fast. The next day, Lee Sung shows Rose that cat's hair and says that he is sure that Mr. Ko has stolen Wuhiel's gold. Just then, Mr. Ko comes there to talk to them about something. Here Lee Sung makes his point and tells Mr. Ko that you have stolen Wuhiel's gold. Mr. Ko is surprised to hear this, how these people are accusing him of theft. Then he says that he had gone to the mansion only once to see if everything was okay. Maybe my hair fell there at that time, but that doesn't mean that I have committed theft. Then he tells them that Wuhiel is in some danger and he needs your support. So you guys stay with him, and if you see any change in him, tell me immediately. Hearing this, they are shocked that Wuhiel is in a dangerous situation. The next day, Ju meets Doshik. So Doshik tells her that the work on the mansion will start from tomorrow. So you guys come and stay in our company's apartment for a few days. Ju says, okay. Meanwhile, Yun calls Wuhiel and calls him to meet at a place, so Wuhiel is happy to hear this. Then he meets Ju. He tells Ju this too. So Ju is surprised to know this, how close these two have become in one night, and they have also exchanged numbers. Then they come home, so Ju tells Wuhiel that the work on the mansion is starting from tomorrow. So we will go and stay in Doshik's apartment for a few days. Hearing this, Wuhiel says, you don't worry about me, I will stay with my friends. Wuhiel was doing this because he wanted Doshik and Ju to spend time together. After this, Wuhiel comes to the basement and is worried, thinking that he doesn't see his reflection in Yun's eyes, and he sees his reflection in Ju's eyes. The next day, Wuhiel and Nahai meet at a place. Andrew also sees them there and gets angry seeing Wuhiel. Then Yun takes Wuhiel to an art gallery, where she gives him a painting as a gift for saving her life. Here Wuhiel again tries to see his reflection in Yun's eyes, but he still doesn't see it. Seeing this, Yun tells him, whenever you meet me, why do you stare at me like that? Wuhiel says, I was looking at your eyes. Your eyes are very beautiful. Hearing this, Yun starts blushing. In the next scene, Doshik and Ju go to a restaurant, where they both talk about college days, how Doshik used to follow Ju in college. Here, Doshik tells Ju his feelings in the conversation that he has been liking Ju ever since he met her. Ju is surprised to know this, that Doshik has been liking her for such a long time. Hearing Doshik's words, Ju doesn't understand what to answer. Then they both come out and Ju tells Doshik, I can understand what your feelings are, but I am not ready to be in a relationship with anyone right now. I want to focus my time on making the guest house successful right now. Doshik says, it's okay, I will wait for you. Then Ju comes to the apartment and she is missing Wuhiel a lot here. Over there, Wuhiel is also thinking about Ju when he gets a message from Ju. What are you doing? Seeing the message, Wuhiel calls her and tells her that he didn't mess up anything in front of Nahai today. Ju is happy to hear this, and then they both keep talking like this for a long time. The next day, Doshik and Ju work together on the guest house, so seeing them both together, Wuhiel feels jealous somewhere. Then we see a scene from a few days later where the guest house is now finally ready. So Wuhiel and Ju are happy to see it. Then Wuhiel goes to distribute rice cakes in the joy of the guest house opening, where Doshik's assistant is keeping an eye on him. Doshik had told him to do so because he wanted to know how Wuhiel ran so fast that day. Then Wuhiel goes a little further and Andrew calls him by his name. Wuhiel goes to him, and Andrew says, we are meeting today after 100 years. But now, don't think of me as before, I have changed now. By the way, what are you distributing? Wuhiel says, I have opened a guest house, so I am distributing rice cakes. Hearing this, Andrew starts teasing him. Why do you need a guest house? Hearing his words, Wuhiel understands that he still wants to continue his enmity with me. So Wuhiel leaves from there without listening to any more of his words. Seeing this, Andrew gets angry, and he drives his car at high speed towards Wuhiel. Seeing this, Wuhiel transforms into his vampire form and stops the car with his hand. But Andrew still doesn't stop, so Wuhiel hits the car with both his hands, due to which the car lifts up from behind. By the way, vampires have a lot of power that they can make a car fly in the air by hitting it, but here Wuhiel didn't have much power. Seeing this, Andrew is happy that Wuhiel's power has now decreased. Then he leaves from there laughing. Doshik's assistant had also seen all this from a distance, and he was surprised to see all this. And at the same time, all this was also recorded in his car's camera. Meanwhile, a girl comes to stay at the guest house, so Ju is happy to see this. Over there, Doshik's assistant tells him everything, and at the same time, he also asks him to watch that video. When Doshik watches that video, he is surprised to see it and thinks that Wuhiel is not a human but something else. Then when Wuhiel is returning home, he meets Mr. Ko and he congratulates him on the opening of the guest house. Then he shakes hands with Wuhiel and says, what is happening to you? Wuhiel says, I also don't understand. So Mr. Ko reads his hand and tells him that if you don't drink Ju's blood before the blood moon, you will disappear. So you have to drink her blood as soon as possible. Hearing this, Wuhiel becomes very sad and says, no, this can't happen. Here Wuhiel is very scared to hear about dying. Then he is returning home, and at the same time, he is very sad thinking about Mr. Ko's words. Meanwhile, Ju was tired from working at the guest house. She says, I don't know where this Wuhiel has gone. Just then, Doshik comes there. He asks Ju, have you ever noticed anything strange about Wuhiel? Hearing this, Ju understands that he has become suspicious of Wuhiel. She says, no, I have never noticed anything strange about Wuhiel. He is a normal human being. Here Doshik doesn't believe her words. He goes home and watches that video again and says, Wuhiel is definitely not a human. Meanwhile, when Wuhiel comes home, Ju sees him sad and asks, what's the matter? Did something happen? Here Wuhiel doesn't tell her anything and goes to the basement. The next day, Ju, seeing Wuhiel sad again, asks, what happened? Why are you so sad? Wuhiel says, nothing has happened. Then Ju checks his fever and says, do you have a fever? Seeing this, Wuhiel says, what happened? Are you more worried about me today? Have you fallen in love with me? Ju says, it's nothing like that. Then Ju brings Wuhiel inside and explains the house chores to him, which tasks he has to do. When Wuhiel looks at those tasks, he says, there is not a single holiday here. If you don't take a holiday, how will you spend time with Doshik, and when will you go on a date with him? Ju says, there is nothing like that between me and Doshik. We are just friends. Hearing this, Wuhiel is shocked. He requests Ju to make Doshik her boyfriend. Ju says, no, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I have to focus on the guest house right now. Wuhiel requests her a lot, but she refuses him and leaves. In the next scene, Yun comes to see the guest house and she is happy to see the guest house. Just then she meets Ju. She asks Ju about Wuhiel, so Ju says, Wuhiel has gone out to get some things. You wait, Wuhiel will be back in a while. Yun says, okay. Then they are sitting and talking, where Yun asks Ju about Doshik. Just then Wuhiel also comes there and he hears Ju's words. Ju says, Doshik is a very good person. He has also helped me a lot. but right now I can't think of being in a relationship with him, because right now I have to focus on the guest house. Hearing this, Wuhiel gets angry that Ju is still not ready to be in a relationship with Doshik. Then he comes inside and Yun is happy to see him and asks him to go for a walk with her, but Wuhiel refuses her, saying that he has work at the guest house. Ju says, "I will do all the work. You go with Yun now." So hearing this, Wuhiel goes out with Yun. When they both are going in the car, Wuhiel's mood is still off, so he doesn't talk to Yun. Then they both go to a place where Yun indirectly confesses her love to Wuhiel in conversation. Hearing this, Wuhiel hugs her and says, "I need some time for this right now." Then Yun comes home and she is thinking about Wuhiel, why he didn't accept her love proposal. Just then she meets Andrew there, so she asks him to find out everything about Wuhiel. Andrew is not ready for this work, so Yun promises to give him a large sum of money, so Andrew agrees to this work. Then Wuhiel comes home and Ju asks him to do some work. Wuhiel says, "I will do it later," but Ju asks him to do that work now. So hearing this, Wuhiel gets angry and says a lot to Ju and leaves from there to his friend's house. Then another guest comes to the guest house, whom Ju shows their room. The next day, Wuhiel quietly comes inside the house, because now he had realized that he had said a lot to Ju last night, so he didn't want to face Ju. But then he sees Ju right in front of him. He is about to say sorry to Ju, but then Ju leaves from there without saying anything to him. After this, he does all the work well so that he can appease Ju. Then Ju is talking to the uncle who has come to the guest house, where she tells him about her dad in conversation that her dad has disappeared somewhere. Wuhiel also hears this and feels bad for Ju. Then at night, they go for patrolling, where Wuhiel says sorry to her for his bad behavior. At first, Ju doesn't agree, but later, after Wuhiel repeatedly says sorry, she agrees, and then they go for patrolling together. Meanwhile, Andrew comes to Wuhiel's house and investigates, so he finds Nahai's painting there, which Andrew keeps with him. The next day, Doshik is in his office and is looking at the gift given by Ju, which Ju had given him from her first earnings from her guest house. He is happy looking at it. Just then he has a pain in his chest, so he falls there. Then he is taken to the hospital, where the doctors also don't understand why this has happened to him. Just then, Doshik wakes up and asks his assistant to bring a book. The assistant brings that book, so Doshik tells him that the cure for my illness is in this book. Then he opens that book and reads it, and here we find out that Doshik is from the family of those vampire hunters who tried to kill Wuhiel at the beginning of the drama. He writes in his book that there is only one cure for his illness: to find a vampire who is half human and half vampire, and then after finding such a vampire, to take out his heart and drink his blood. Only then will this illness be cured, and at the same time, they will also be freed from that curse. Reading this, Doshik says, "If I want to live, I will have to find such a vampire, who is half vampire and half human." Meanwhile, Ju and Wuhiel are together. So Ju asks Wuhiel, "Is there no way for you to become a human?" So Wuhiel tells her everything, how he can become a human by drinking her blood. Here, he also tells her how they both got linked by his bite. Ju is surprised to hear all this and says, "First you said that my blood is poisonous." Wuhiel says, "Yes, your blood is poisonous, but when you are in love, your blood will not be poisonous, and then I will drink it and become a human. But don't you worry, I will not take much of your blood, I will just take a little blood." Hearing this, Ju doesn't say anything and leaves from there. Then Andrew gives that painting to Yun. So Yun looks at it and thinks, "Who is this?" The next morning, Ju meets Wuhiel and tells him that she has no problem giving him her blood. But for a love greater than blood, you will have to wait for this. Then Yun comes to meet Wuhiel and asks him, "Why do you often call me Nahai?" So here Wuhiel tells her about Nahai, that he loved her and her face is exactly like Nahai's. "So when I met you, I thought that my Nahai has come back." Yun is surprised to hear all this. In the next scene, Doshik meets Wuhiel and asks him to leave the guest house. Wuhiel is surprised to hear this, what he is talking about. Then he says, "Until my work is done, I will not go anywhere. And if you don't like me staying there, then you don't come there." Saying this, he leaves from there. Then Yun meets Ju and says that we should throw a party there to make the guest house popular, so that more people can know about the guest house. Ju also likes this idea. Then she comes home and tells Wuhiel about it, so Wuhiel also agrees to it. Then Wuhiel calls his friends to the guest house to arrange the party. So seeing this, Ju tells Wuhiel, "Why did you call them here?" Wuhiel says, "They will help us, and you don't misunderstand them. They are good people." Then Wuhiel and his friends arrange the party together. Seeing them, Ju realizes that Wuhiel's friends are not bad, they are very good. In the next scene, we see the party scene, where everyone is enjoying a lot. There everyone asks Wuhiel to dance. Yun is happy to see this, that Wuhiel will dance with her, but Wuhiel dances with Ju, and while dancing, they both come very close to each other. Seeing this, Yun feels very bad, and she drops the glass placed there. Seeing this, everyone looks at her, so she leaves the party. Ju also goes after her and asks, "What happened?" So here Yun gets very angry at her and says, "You know I like Wuhiel, and you are trying to come between us. You think you are something by starting a small business. Now you will see what I do to you." She says a lot to Ju and starts to leave from there, so Wuhiel stops her and tries to clear her misunderstanding. But Yun tells him, "You told me to wait, and here you are getting close to her. You have also betrayed me." Saying this, she leaves from there. After she leaves, Doshik tells Ju, "Yun has some misunderstanding, so don't you mind her words." Meanwhile, Yun goes home and looks at the painting where she was repeatedly remembering the same thing, how happy they both were with each other while dancing. Remembering this, Yun gets even angrier. Then while sleeping, Ju is thinking, "Today when Wuhiel asked me to dance, why didn't I refuse him and why did I feel good dancing with him?" Meanwhile, Wuhiel is also thinking only about Ju. Then Doshik is in the car with his assistant where they are talking about the half-vampire and half-human. So Andrew is also listening to their conversation sitting in his car because he is a vampire and he can also hear things from a distance. Hearing this, Andrew thinks, why does he need a half-vampire and half-human? The next day, Wuhiel and Ju meet each other, so they both feel very nervous meeting each other. Then Doshik calls Ju to meet, and here he shows her Wuhiel's video and says that Wuhiel is a vampire. Ju says, "I know," and requests him not to tell this to anyone. Doshik says, "If you know all this, how can you live with him?" Ju says, "Wuhiel is a very good person, so please don't misunderstand him." Then Wuhiel finds out that Nahai's painting is missing, so knowing this, he gets lost in thought about where the painting has gone. Meanwhile, Andrew meets Yun and hints to her that Wuhiel is not human. Yun is surprised to know this. Then Ju comes home and finds out that Nahai's painting is missing. She is also surprised to know this, where the painting has gone. Then they both search for the painting in the whole house, but they don't find the painting anywhere. Meanwhile, Yun is drinking, and she still can't believe that Wuhiel is not human. Then she calls Wuhiel and calls him to meet. When Wuhiel meets her, she asks Wuhiel, "Tell me the truth, do you love me or not?" Wuhiel doesn't answer her question. Then, due to drinking, Yun faints, so Wuhiel takes her to her house to drop her. Reaching there, Yun tells him, "Don't you leave me." Hearing this, Wuhiel has to stay with her the whole night. Meanwhile, Rose is going for a delivery when she smells blood from a house, but she ignores it and leaves from there. Over there, Ju is worried because Wuhiel hasn't come home and she can't sleep the whole night. The next morning, Yun wakes up and she is happy to see Wuhiel there. Then she shows him Nahai's painting and says, "I know you are not a human, but a vampire, but I still love you. And now you will get this painting only when you tell me that you also love me." Hearing this, Wuhiel says, "You can keep this painting with you. I don't need this painting anymore, because now I have found out that you are not my Nahai. Your face only resembles Nahai's and nothing happens by resembling a face. I don't feel love with you." Saying this, he leaves from there, and Yun is surprised to hear all this. Then Wuhiel comes out, and he is thinking all this, that Nahai's face resembles Yun's, but he doesn't feel love with Yun, he feels love with Ju. Then Wuhiel, thinking all this, comes to a bridge. Over there, Ju is worried, because Wuhiel hasn't come home. She calls Wuhiel, but his call also doesn't connect. So she goes out to find Wuhiel, where she finds Wuhiel on the bridge. So she starts getting angry at Wuhiel, where he was since last night. Wuhiel is happy to see her when suddenly Wuhiel's health deteriorates, and he faints and falls down. Seeing this, Ju is calling Wuhiel's name loudly and asking him to wake up. Just then, Dong and Lee Sung hear her voice, who were passing by the same way. They come to Wuhiel and are worried to see him like this. Then they pick up Wuhiel and bring him home and give him blood to drink to overcome his weakness. After this, they both leave from there. After they leave, Ju takes care of Wuhiel all night. Meanwhile, Andrew goes to meet Doshik and says, "I know that you need a half-vampire and half-human." Doshik is surprised to hear this, how he knows all this. The next morning, Wuhiel wakes up and Ju is happy to see him well and says, "Yesterday when you fainted, I thought I had lost you and then I realized that I like you." Here Ju confesses her love to Wuhiel, and Wuhiel also confesses his love to Ju. And after this, they both kiss each other. Meanwhile, Doshik is remembering Andrew's words, that Andrew had told him that he is also a vampire, and he can find a half-vampire and half-human for him. Doshik asks, "Why will you do this for me?" Andrew says, "I will do this for money and you have a lot of money." Hearing this, Doshik had finalized the deal with him. In the next scene, Wuhiel tells Ju about Yun, that my painting is with her, and he also tells her all the things that happened between them. After this, they both start getting close when Dong and Lee Sung come there, due to which they both move away. Dong and Lee Sung say, "Now let us also stay here. We will do the guest house work." Hearing this, Ju first refuses but then agrees for Wuhiel and tells them both to stay in the basement with Wuhiel. Coming to the basement, they both ask Wuhiel, "Has Ju fallen in love?" So Wuhiel says, "Yes." Hearing this, they both are very happy. Then Wuhiel tells them that the one Ju has fallen in love with is me, so they are both surprised to hear this. Meanwhile, Yun is looking at Na-hai's painting and says, "Now I will make Wuhiel mine at any cost." The next day, Rose passes by the same house from where she was smelling blood last night. She is surprised to see Andrew coming out of there. Then Andrew meets Doshik and says, "I think that Wuhiel is half human and half vampire because when I met him last time, I saw that he was not able to use his power." Doshik says, "Why should I believe your words? First, prove this." Andrew says, "Okay." In the next scene, Wuhiel and Ju are together, so Ju tells Wuhiel, "In a few days it will be 100 days since we met, then you can drink my blood and become a human." At night, Andrew picks up a man and brings him inside the house, and here we find out that Andrew has kidnapped many people, and when he needs, he drinks their blood. Here he has also caught Ju's dad and kept him. In the next scene, Yun meets Ju and tells her to stay away from Wuhiel. Ju says, "Wuhiel and I love each other and I will never leave him." Hearing this, Yun gets very angry. Meanwhile, Rose comes to meet Lee Sung and Dong and tells them about that house and also tells them that that house belongs to Andrew. So they are both shocked to hear this. Then Wuhiel is with Mr. Ko and tells them that Wuhiel and I love each other, and now I will soon drink a little of Ju's blood and become a human. Mr. Ko says, "You don't have to drink a little of her blood, but you will have to drink all her blood until she dies." Wuhiel is surprised to hear this, that for him to live, Ju will have to die. Andrew is also standing downstairs and listening to all this, and then he comes and tells all this to Doshik. Then Mr. Ko is sitting in a place where he is remembering Wuhiel's words, that when they told Wuhiel that he would have to kill Ju to live. So hearing this, Wuhiel had gotten angry, and he had said, "I may die, but I will not let anything happen to Ju." The next day, Yun comes to meet Wuhiel and tells him, "I love you, so you leave Ju and stay with me." But Wuhiel leaves from there saying that he loves Ju and he will never leave her. Hearing this, Yun gets very angry. Then she comes home and calls her lawyer and asks him to prepare a paper, through which she wants back whatever she has invested in the guest house. And if Ju does not return it, she will sell the mansion and get her money back. In the next scene, Wuhiel is with his friends, where he asks them to find Ju's dad so that Ju is never alone. Lee Sung says, "But where is Ju alone? You are with her." Wuhiel says, "Yes, but still we should find Ju's dad." Here, he doesn't tell them that he is going to die very soon. Meanwhile, Doshik tells Andrew, "You catch Wuhiel as soon as possible, before he harms Ju, and for this, I will give you double the money." Andrew says, "Okay." The next day, Wuhiel and his friends make a pamphlet about Ju's dad being missing and distribute it. When Andrew sees it, he understands that this man is with him. Then Yun meets Ju and demands her money back. Ju says, "Where will I get so much money from?" To this, Yun gives her 1 week's time and leaves, saying, "If you don't return the money within 1 week, I will sell this mansion." Ju is very worried to hear this, what she will do now. Then at night, Mr. Ko meets Lee Sung and Dong and tells them that Wuhiel is going to die very soon. So they are both surprised to hear this. Then they come to Wuhiel and get angry at him. "How can you hide such a big thing from us?" Wuhiel tries to persuade them, but they don't listen to him and leave from there in anger. The next day, Wuhiel gets a call from someone and he says, "The man you are looking for, I know where he is. I will send you an address. You come to this address and you will find that man." Hearing this, Wuhiel immediately leaves for that place. On the other side, we see that this call was made by Andrew from some man, saying that he would leave him. But after the call ends, Andrew drinks all his blood. Then when Wuhiel comes there, he sees so many people imprisoned there and thinks, "What is this place where so many people have been imprisoned?" Then he sees bottles of blood there, so he goes near them and starts looking at them. Just then a net falls from above and Wuhiel is also trapped. Then Wuhiel sees Andrew there, and seeing him, he understands that this is Andrew's work. Andrew calls Doshik and says that your work is done, so now you come here quickly. Wuhiel tries hard to break that cage but is not able to break it. Then Andrew hears some noise from outside, so he comes out to see this, and Dong attacks him. Then Lee Sung and Rose also come there. Now Andrew had more power, so he picks up Dong and throws him far away. So Lee Sung and Rose come to see him. Then Lee Sung tells Rose, "We will see him, you go inside." So Rose does the same. Lee Sung and Dong start fighting with Andrew, and Rose comes inside. Coming inside, when she sees all this, she is surprised. Then she frees Wuhiel and everyone else from there. Just then they hear a noise from above, so they both run upwards, where Andrew is beating Lee and Sung and Dong very badly. Wuhiel goes there and fights with him, but Andrew also beats him. Then these four come forward to fight with him. So seeing this, Andrew understands that he cannot fight all four of them at once. So he runs away from there. Then they see Wuhiel's wound, which is not healing. So seeing this, they say, what is happening to him? Why is his wound not healing? Just then, Ju's dad calls Wuhiel's name. He says, my dad told me about you. Seeing this, Wuhiel understands that this is Ju's dad. Then they take him to meet Ju. After that, Doshik comes there and is surprised to see that house. What kind of house is this? Meanwhile, Wuhiel introduces Ju's dad to Ju, but Ju was angry with her dad, so she says a lot to him and leaves from there. Then Wuhiel shows Ju's dad his room and says, from now on, you will stay here, and don't you worry, everything will be fine soon. Meanwhile, Doshik calls Andrew and asks about Wuhiel, so Andrew says that Wuhiel's friend have rescued him, but I will catch him soon. Then Doshik asks him about the cells made in his house. So to this, Andrew tells him to mind his own business. The next morning, Wuhiel and Ju's dad are talking where Ju's dad tells him that Andrew had kidnapped him for many years, and when needed, he would drink my blood and give me a little food to eat. Ju also hears all this and feels bad hearing this. She was still thinking that her dad had left her and gone somewhere. Meanwhile, Doshik is thinking about Andrew, whether he is a good person or not. Just then, his assistant comes and tells him that Miss Yun is demanding all her money back from Ju. So Doshik is surprised to hear this. Meanwhile, Ju is in her room when her dad comes to meet her and says sorry to her. Ju says, why are you saying sorry? I should be the one saying sorry. I was very angry with you last night. Then she says sorry to her dad. So her dad forgives her. Here everything is fine between them. Wuhiel is also watching all this standing outside, and then he is happy for Ju that she has found her dad. Then Doshik meets Yun and tells her not to do all this with Ju. But Yun doesn't listen to him and say, I don't want to work with Ju, so now I want my money back. Hearing this, Doshik tells her, I will give you all your money. So from today onwards, you will never bother Ju. Meanwhile, Ju comes to Wuhiel and says, now you quickly drink my blood and become a human. But Wuhiel refuses her here, saying that he will drink her blood a few days later. In the next scene, Doshik meets Andrew and asks, is there anything with which I can kill Wuhiel? Andrew says, yes, there is one thing with which vampires are killed. Doshik says, you bring me that thing. In return, I will give you a lot of money. Hearing about the money, Andrew agrees to it. The next day, Ju goes to meet Doshik. So Doshik tells her that he has given Yun her money and now he is her new investor. Hearing this, Ju thanks him. Then Wuhiel is working when his health suddenly deteriorates. Ju comes to see him and she is worried to see strange marks on Wuhiel's hand. Then Wuhiel faints there. After this, we see that Ju asks Dong and Lee Sung, why is all this happening to Wuhiel? Then they tell her that Wuhiel is about to die. To keep him alive, you will have to die, meaning only one of you can live. That's why Wuhiel has agreed to die himself to save you. Ju is surprised to hear this. Meanwhile, Andrew brings Doshik a knife with which vampires are killed. The next day, Doshik's assistant tells him about Andrew that Andrew is not a good person. He kidnaps people to drink their blood, and he had also kidnapped Ju's dad for so many years. Doshik is surprised to know all this. Then he meets Andrew and asks him, how can you kidnap people to drink their blood? And you had also kidnapped Ju's dad for so many years. Andrew says, I had kidnapped Ju's dad on Yun's orders. Doshik is surprised to hear this and then breaks his deal with him and leaves from there. Seeing this, Andrew gets angry. Then Doshik goes to Yun and asks her, how can you get Ju's dad kidnapped? That too for a mansion. To this, Yun says, I haven't done anything like that. Then we see an uncle who is watching the news where it is being told that a lunar eclipse is going to happen very soon. That is, a red moon is going to happen. Mr. Ko, who is sitting nearby, also hears this news and says, finally, that day has come. Meanwhile, Ju is not able to sleep and she is thinking about Wuhiel. Over here, Wuhiel is also thinking only about Ju. In the next scene, Doshik calls Wuhiel to meet and says, you should leave Ju's life. Hearing this, Wuhiel tells him that he is going to die very soon. Just then Ju comes there, and she tells Doshik, why do you misunderstand him? He is a very good person. Saying this, she takes Wuhiel with her. The next day, Andrew calls Yun and tells her that Wuhiel is going to die very soon. So Yun is shocked to hear this. Then she meets Wuhiel and tells him that you should drink Ju's blood. Only then can you be saved. To this, Wuhiel says, I may die, but I will not let anything happen to Ju. Hearing this, Yun understands that Wuhiel loves Ju very much. In the next scene, Yun and Doshik are together where Yun says, I will save Wuhiel at any cost by giving him Ju's blood. Hearing this, Doshik yells at her loudly, you will not do anything like that. Just then, Andrew comes there to take money from Yun because she had told Yun about Wuhiel's impending death. Hearing this, Doshik gets angry at him and says, "Oh, so you told her this." Then Yun tells him to leave from there. Andrew doesn't leave, so Yun starts getting angry at him. Seeing this, Andrew also gets angry, and he says, "What do you humans think of me? You used me when you wanted, and left me when you wanted." Saying this, he transforms into his vampire form and starts hitting them. Yun is surprised to see this, that the one she has been with for so many years is a vampire. Andrew tries to kill them both. Then Doshik stabs him with the same knife with which vampires are killed. As soon as the knife hits, Andrew dies and disappears, and only the knife is left, which Doshik picks up. Yun is very scared to see all this and says, "What was all this?" Doshik says, "All vampires are like this. Wuhiel is also like this, so please go back." Then Yun goes to the bar and drinks all night, and here she decides that now she will stay away from vampires and go back. The next day, Yun calls Wuhiel to meet, where she tells him that she is going back to the US. Here she tells him about Doshik, that you should stay away from Doshik. He wants to kill you, to remove the curse on his family. Wuhiel is surprised to hear this. Then Yun says bye to him and leaves. After that, Wuhiel goes to meet Doshik and says, "I know you want to kill me, to end the curse on your family." Hearing this, Doshik is surprised why he has come to meet me knowing everything. What they talk about here is not told to us yet. Then Wuhiel comes home, and the next day he asks Ju to go for a walk with him. So Ju agrees to it. The next day, Wuhiel gets ready and says bye to his friends. Here his friends cry a lot because they knew that he would not come back again. Then they both go for a walk, where they both enjoy a lot and then kiss each other too. After that, they both come to the hotel. So there Wuhiel's health suddenly deteriorates. Seeing this, Ju gets worried, and she cuts her hand and makes Wuhiel drink her blood. As soon as he drinks the blood, Wuhiel finds out that she is his Nahai, who has come in this life with a different face. Then, when Wuhiel wakes up, Ju is already asleep. Looking at her, he says, "Nahai came to me long ago. I just couldn't recognize her." Then he picks her up and lays her on the bed, and after looking at her, he comes out and cries a lot. Then he goes to the beach where Doshik comes to meet him. Doshik asks him about Ju. So Wuhiel says Ju is sleeping peacefully in the hotel. Here we are shown a flashback. When Wuhiel went to meet Doshik, he gave Doshik permission to drink his blood. He had told Doshik that tomorrow night there will be a red moon, and then I will die. You stab me with a knife and drink my blood before that. Doshik asks him, "Why are you giving me permission to drink your blood?" Wuhiel says, "Because you are a very good person and I want Ju to be with good people like you after I leave." Hearing this, Doshik becomes silent. Then the flashback ends. Doshik tells Wuhiel, "Ju was right. You are really a very good person." Hearing this, Wuhiel tells him, "You take care of Ju." Then he tells him to stab him with the knife. As soon as Doshik is about to stab Wuhiel with the knife, just then, Ju comes there and sees all this. How Doshik is going to kill Wuhiel, so seeing this, she screams. Seeing her, Wuhiel understands that now Ju will not let him do anything. So he grabs Doshik's hand and puts the knife in his own heart and falls down. Ju comes to him and cries and says, "Why did you do this?" Wuhiel says, "We will meet again very soon and this time I will find you." Then his bite mark erases and he dies there. Seeing this, Ju cries a lot. Doshik also feels very bad seeing this. Then, Wuhiel's funeral is held and everyone is very sad for him. After that, Mr. Ko comes to meet Ju and gives her Wuhiel's gold. Here we find out that Wuhiel's gold was with Mr. Ko. Actually, some time ago, redevelopment work was going to happen there. So Mr. Ko had kept Wuhiel's gold with him. When Wuhiel came back, he wanted to give Wuhiel his gold back, but Wuhiel himself told him to keep the gold with him for now. Wuhiel says, "Right now, I am with Ju because of money, and if I give her her money back, maybe I will get away from her, and I don't want that." Ju gets emotional hearing this. Then we are shown a scene from some time later where everyone had shared the gold among themselves, and Dong had opened his own restaurant, which was doing very well. Lee Sung and Rose were working with him. On the other side, we see Doshik, who donates a large sum of money for heart surgery patients. Here, he says that as long as I am alive, I will continue to help people. Over here, Ju's guest house had also become famous and many guests started coming there. Here, Ju handles all the work well. Then Ju imagines Wuhiel in the mansion and is happy imagining him. With this drama ends here.